Ethereum's transition to proof-of-stake fundamentally changed its investment profile, moving from energy-intensive mining to capital-efficient validation. Staking offers a yield currently ranging between 3.5% and 5.5% annually, paid directly in Ether. This income stream is generated by validating transactions and securing the network, providing a predictable cash flow for holders. The yield is compounding, as earned rewards can be restaked, increasing the effective annual percentage rate over time. This mechanism creates a direct economic incentive for long-term holding and network participation, reducing circulating supply pressure. The staking yield is dynamic, adjusting automatically based on the total amount of Ether locked in the deposit contract. To participate in solo staking, an investor must deposit exactly 32 Ether into the official Ethereum deposit contract. This deposit activates a validator client, which is responsible for proposing new blocks and attesting to the validity of transactions. The network randomly selects validators to perform these duties, ensuring decentralization. Successful performance earns rewards. Failure to attest or malicious behavior results in penalties. The validator software requires two components, an execution client and a consensus client, which must communicate seamlessly. The 32 Ether stake acts as collateral, guaranteeing the validator acts honestly to maintain network integrity. Running a solo validator demands dedicated hardware, typically a small server or mini personal computer, operating continuously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. High uptime is mandatory because the network penalizes validators for being offline, known as inactivity leaks. A stable, high-speed internet connection is essential for timely attestations. Furthermore, an uninterruptible power supply is required to mitigate the risk of power outages causing downtime. The software stack must be regularly updated to incorporate the latest protocol changes and security patches. This technical overhead is the primary barrier preventing many investors from pursuing solo staking. Staking yield is inversely proportional to the total amount of Ether staked across the network. If the total staked amount increases, the individual reward rate decreases, maintaining economic equilibrium. Rewards originate from two distinct sources. The consensus layer provides rewards for successful block proposals and attestations, ensuring network security. The execution layer provides transaction priority fees, often called tips, which are paid by users to expedite their transactions. These tips are immediately distributed to the validator who proposes the block. The current annual percentage rate is publicly trackable and fluctuates based on both staking participation and network transaction volume. Slashing represents the most severe financial risk in solo staking. Slashing occurs if a validator attempts to double sign a block or proposes conflicting attestations, indicating malicious intent or severe configuration errors. A slashing event results in the immediate loss of a significant portion of the 32 Ether stake, potentially up to the entire amount, and forces the validator to exit the network. Even unintentional downtime, if prolonged, leads to continuous minor penalties, eroding the earned rewards. Beyond operational risks, the staked Ether is fully exposed to market volatility. A sharp decline in the Ether price can easily negate all accumulated staking gains. Investors holding less than the 32 Ether requirement must utilize pooled staking solutions. Centralized exchanges, or CEXs, such as Coinbase or Binance, offer custodial staking services. They handle all technical complexity and risk management in exchange for a fee, typically ranging from 15% to 25% of the generated rewards. While convenient, this approach introduces counterparty risk and requires trusting the exchange with custody of the assets. Decentralized liquid staking protocols offer a non-custodial alternative, allowing investors to retain control over their underlying Ether while participating in the staking pool. Liquid staking tokens, or LSTs, are the innovation driving capital efficiency in staking. When Ether is staked through protocols like Lido or Rocket Pool, the investor receives a derivative token, such as stETH or RHE, representing their staked principal plus accrued rewards. This LST remains liquid and tradable, solving the capital lockup problem. LSTs can be immediately deployed in decentralized finance protocols, for example, used as collateral for loans or deposited into liquidity pools. This composability allows investors to generate a secondary yield on top of the base staking yield, significantly increasing overall wealth growth potential. The regulatory treatment of staking rewards is critical for compliance. In most major jurisdictions, including the United States, staking rewards are generally treated as ordinary taxable income upon receipt. The income is valued at the fair market value of the Ether at the exact time it is accrued and controlled by the investor. The subsequent sale or exchange of the staked Ether or the accumulated rewards is then subject to capital gains tax, calculated based on the difference between the sale price and the cost basis. The legal classification of staking services, particularly those offered by centralized entities, remains an evolving area under securities law scrutiny by regulatory bodies. The successful Shanghai upgrade enabled the withdrawal of staked Ether and accrued rewards, significantly reducing the liquidity risk previously associated with staking. Future protocol improvements such as EIP 4844, known as proto-dank sharding, aim to reduce transaction costs on Layer 2 networks.
Lower Layer 2 costs are expected to increase overall network usage, potentially boosting execution layer priority fees, which directly benefits validators. The current length of the withdrawal queue indicates sustained high demand for staking participation, confirming the network's long-term economic security model.